I'm attempting to create a new world record. The longest time in which one has written a short story every day. Why am I doing this? Don't ask me. Anyway, hope you enjoyed today's instalment. 31. Evil. What's the difference between good and evil? Where is the line in the sand? As I rose from the murky, abyssal canyon, I could feel that frustrated line of thinking rise with me. It gorged on my heart like an irritated, starved beast of some cruel, carnivorous kind, ripping into its flesh with a seething, reckless abandon. Why didn't it all just disappear? All these standards, perspectives, stances, menial debates over what someone should or shouldn't do. None of it matters to me when my people are faced with obliteration. The swirling wreaths of shadow envelop me like a dress, long, billowing in the air, misty and murky as clouds. It wrapped around my skin with the consistency of silk, soothing my skin, but did little to calm the beast still writhing in my chest. I reached the point where my head peeked out of the canyon and out onto the plateau above it. It was a snowy expanse, white in all directions, as still as water and as silent as a desert. And submerged in that silence, across the snowy expanse, a horde of humans sat, quiet, watching. It was as if they were part of the silence, as if they were not sentient beings that lived and breathed and made decisions based on their own conscience, but rather mindless creatures that supplicated themselves to the will of the harsh, cold landscape all around. I suppose, in a way, that immediate impression of the human's army wasn't too far off. The shadowy dress writhed and seethed at the sight, folding around my skin, digging into it as if it were a child clinging to its mother due to a sharp stabbing of emotion. The intensity of my heart increased with it. Yes, my heart. I wonder if these people knew I had one. Doubly so, I wonder if they'd care. I suppose because of what my ancestors did, to them, I am evil. So, in their eyes, what separates me as a living, breathing being of flesh from my grandfathers? Do I not have a right to live my life separate from the sins committed before I was even born into my flesh? I had fully ascended from the darkness of the cavern now, and, receding from a smooth hover, I touched down my bare feet on the snowy floor. It was terribly cold, horribly disorientating. I wonder if they felt that too. My eyelids hung solemnly as I inspected the ground. A wave of lethargic disappointment fell onto me, rather suddenly. A sudden disenamorment with the back and forth, with the yin and yang. To me, in that moment, good and evil fell apart beneath the frosty clutches of the snow and the constricting cool of the misty air, so that I could no longer give a definition for either. I dragged my eyes up, towards the skyline. It was still littered with humans, people, just like me, as still and as silent as statues aside from their helmets' ponytail flapping wildly in the wind. And all so suddenly, after the echo of a hearty, croaky voice, the skyline began to draw closer in a flurry of movement. Funny, the sound of them trudging through the thickets of snow didn't yet reach my ears. The shadow that enveloped me raged, swirled, and salivated in preparation for its next meal. But I, the one cloaked by the shadow, cloaked by the evil, could feel nothing but the disillusioning chill of a cruel, cold, and utterly merciless winter.